bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
We give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite icons and athletes. I'm Diego Dario. And in tonight's game plan, we'll break down the top 3 showdowns you have to watch out for in the grand finals of the PBA 3x3.
We'll also catch up with Phoenix Fieldmaster star Matthew Wright, fresh from bagging the PBA Player of the Week honors in the Governor's Cup. And we'll continue our series of NBA hot takes per team. Tonight, we'll proceed with Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz. Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. PBA 3x3 Grand Finals kicks off tomorrow, and we just can't wait to catch that lakas ng tatlo spirit. So tonight, we'll dish out the top 3 showdowns to watch out for in the PBA 3x3 Grand Finals. So joining me for this discussion is my partner and PBA 3x3 analyst, Diego Dario, and 7-time PBA champion, Larry Fonasher. Larry, how are you doing?
Hi, Kuya Larry.
Good. Thanks for having me, guys.
You know, it's so great to have you here. Personally, commiserations because we wanted to see you in the grand finals. But still, you can give us a lot of insights right now and talk all the trash that you want to because the other guys can't talk back. But I don't know, maybe you're too nice when it comes to that. But let's move on here to talk about some of the hot takes that me and Jego actually came up with. I'm not sure if, they're that hot, Jegs. But then I want to start off first
It's a little
with...
bit obvious, but...
It's a little obvious, yeah. I want to start off first with Brandon Rosser, Larry. Could you tell us about Brandon Rosser and what he does? Because my first take is that we have to watch out for Brandon Rosser against the rim.
Oh, definitely, Pao. He's a real load to handle. Lalo na nung nagkaka 3-point shot na siya nung the third time we played against him. We tried to zone their team. We were successful in our first game, but they figured it out in the next time around. And he's developing into a complete player. He's really going to be a handful to all the teams.
Well, I saw that game, Kuya Larry. You guys were trying to zone them. But then with Brandon Rosser, I think he got his rhythm when, he tried to go from outside to inside rather than just posting up everyone. He tried for those pick and rolls, and that's where he got all his highlight dunks.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Larry, when you look at Rosser, anong mabibigay mong scouting report to the teams that are going to try to stop him? Because once he has his head down and goes to the rim, it feels like he's impossible to stop.
Yeah, that's true, Pao. No? So maybe when he brings his head down, then you probably need to set a double team right or a help that can, disrupt his move. No? Because it's really tough for him to, when he gets down that deep. No? So, sayang lang, no? We almost beat them the first time around, and actually they thanked us after the game because parang they had to sharpen their 3-point skills after we had a good game plan against them. We almost beat them. Sayang.
Yep, you guys really challenged their outside shots there, Kuya Larry. But for the second hot take, actually, we have Manday versus anyone one-on-one. I mean, Manday was a revelation for the San Miguel team. He was a late-round draft pick, but now he's showing and making the most out of his opportunity here in the 3x3. What was your experience guarding Jeff Manday one-on-one in a 3x3 style of play?
Oh, first of all, we had a wrong game plan when we first played against him because we all thought that he couldn't shoot. So we just gave him that, but it turned out he was a complete player pala. And when I talked to Coach Gina Banilla of San Miguel, I was impressed. He got this guy in the 4th round. He's like the Scotty Thompson of his province. Yun yung description sa kanya. He's really good, no? I think he can make it to the 5-on-5, and the kid's a tough handle.
Yeah, looking at yung si Jeff Manday, what do you feel is the biggest strength that he has? Kasi a lot of people would say, okay, yung shooting niya from beyond the arc is start to get on point, yung handles niya going in, but then he also has underrated playmaking. Para sa'yo, what's his biggest strength?
He's got great breakdown skills, man. I mean, parang, I don't know if nag-goan lalaro sila ni Terrence Romeo sa practice, but he's really sharp there and left and right. We tried to send him one side, pero he got all the answers.
Yep, I'm sure he works on that. He's a great young guy, a lot of potential. But for our third hot take, we have the Limitless App Masters versus Expectations. They won 2 legs already here in the PBA 3x3 tournament. What do you think's working for them right now, Kuya Larry?
Well, I'm friends with their manager, Paolo Bugia, and they give a really good bonus to them when they won that leg. So
Ayun pala yung
I mean,
motivation.
Yung sagot eh.
I mean, that's
Malaking
great
bonus.
motivation for them. I think they got a double for that leg that they won. So, ayun, they have motivation. They got skills. They're big. They're tough. They're they're developing 3-point shots. So, probably they can win it all in the grand finals.
Alam mo, Limitless are the only team who have done a repeat dito sa circuit natin so far. They're the only team to win 2 legs. Do you feel that there's a bigger target on their back right now na going into this one? I know they've already progressed to the knockouts, but then going into this one, do you feel that the teams would just up it a notch when they go up against them?
Definitely. I mean, that grand finals, that's for all the marbles. I mean, Meralco's been tough, and I know Tonino and how they practice, how they really want this whole thing badly. So yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to stay on top, right? For any team, no. So lalo na back-to-back champions na sila for consecutive legs, no. So yeah, gonna be harder for them.
Yup, that's for sure. Imagine fighting for 750K. Happy holidays for whoever wins that.
Plus may
reward.
bonus pa.
But Kuya Larry, just a quick one. For you, what's the main difference between 5-on-5 and 3x3? You were effective in both kinds of play. But what do you think is the real difference?
Siguro it's just the relentless non-stop action. And siguro for me, I really had to plan my energy management. Grabe. I mean, the demand for this tournament, ibang klase. Hindi siya basta magpapakita ka na lang. I mean, you have to plan your plays, you have to plan your routes para meron ka pang energy for the next leg. I mean, it's tough, but it's challenging, it's fun. There's so much freedom, and it's just 4 of you relying on each other, and it's so fulfilling when you beat when you're the underdog and then you beat a top team.
Yeah.
Parang ang sarap manalo sa tournament na to.
Yeah. Larry, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate all of your insight, scouting reports, and walang trash talk. Slightly disappointed, but we're still happy to have you over here. For the fans out there, you can catch PBA 3x3 Lakas ng Tatlo tomorrow on One Sports, PBA Rush, and the Smart Geek Up Play app. In fact, I'll be calling one of the games. I think, Diego, I'm not sure if you will be. Well,
I'm not sure.
oh, well, it'll be a surprise. Find out then. Larry, thank you very much again.
Thanks, Kuya Larry.
Thanks, Pao. Thanks, Diego.
And after the break, we'll chat with PBA Player of the Week, Matthew Wright, to talk about their Christmas Day win over the NLEX Road Warriors. Stay tuned. You're watching the game.
Welcome back to the game. I'm Paulo Del Rosario. PBA fans are still buzzing after the action-packed Christmas weekend of games where Phoenix star Matthew Wright put on a performance to remember. Take a look at his numbers here. His conference average is around 15.4, but he exploded for 23, almost doubled his rebound tally as well. And you know what, when you have a guy like that performing at that sort of level, most likely you're going to end up with a W. Joining us tonight is Mr. Wright himself. Welcome back to the game, Matt. How you doing?
Hey, Matt.
How you guys doing? Thanks for having me on the show.
Man, it's always a pleasure having you here. You know what? Going into this game, it's always an adjustment every time you have an import in. The roles change a bit. You have to share the ball a bit more. But now, your import went down early, and they had to rely on you against a team with a talented import. Could you tell us a bit about you taking up that responsibility? Because it really felt like you did.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just me. It was an entire team effort. I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't mention, Quick Banchero's effort defensively, Jason Perkins guarding KJ McDaniels and making it difficult for him was really key for us. And those guys have been consistent all year round for us. So, Paul went down, but we felt like we had nothing to lose. And it was Christmas Day. Like, what are we supposed to do? We're hoping for some kind of Christmas miracle, and luckily we came out with the win.
Yep, that was a great win. Paul Harris was out early, and you guys really stepped up your game. But let's talk about your assist numbers, Matt. We all know you're a hooper. You can get buckets anytime. But is it a plan for you? Do you do it intentionally, just finding your teammates for open shots and really involving them, especially this conference?
I mean, you know how it is, Dario. You're a point guard too, so you
Yes,
played
sir.
the game. You know that you got to get your teammates involved. Especially for me, I've learned before in seasons past on Phoenix with me being taking the bulk of the scoring. Sometimes at the end of the games, I'll be gassed out, and a lot of times I realize my teammates aren't even involved in the game because I've been taking all the shots. So I've learned to, as I've gotten older, I've learned to trust my teammates more, get them involved early on in the game. So at least, if I get doubled in the crucial time of the game, I kick out to them. They're already warm and they've been in the rhythm all game and they can hit that shot. So I've definitely put more of an emphasis on trusting my teammates, getting them involved. And a lot of it is the defense that teams are playing on me now. Teams are trapping a lot more on every pick and roll. So I have no choice but to give the ball up. And now I'm finding the right spots where guys are rolling, guys are popping. So it's just, I guess, maturity, experience, and the way that the teams are playing different now is causing me to have to pass the ball more. And luckily, we have the talent to make the teams pay for that.
Yeah, you know what? It's really funny because, Jegs, I don't know if you follow Matt on social media, but I think after the first game week, he posted a highlight of himself and said, past first point guard. And I'm like,
I love
sure.
it. I love it.
I remember. I take notes. Matt, you look at the record that Phoenix had. You had a 2-game skid and finally getting the W here, going on to a little break. How big was it to get it at this point to make sure that, you spend the break with a smile on your faces?
Absolutely. You always want to end the year off with a win, just to cap off the year. It's a good way to go into 2022. So, at the end of the day, we just wanted to win that game really bad. And we knew that NLEX was due for a loss eventually. And, now that I'm watching the highlights right now, I just remember how well Justin played. And we're so happy with Justin finally coming back and playing like we know how he can play, because when he's playing like that, I think, we're a semis bound team for sure.
Well, let's talk about your Player of the Week award, Matt. Is it something that you try to achieve, especially, is it at the back of your mind, or is it just a bonus for you guys when you win games?
Player of the Week, that could go to anybody. Anybody can have a good week of basketball. That's not that big of a deal to me. I'm honored, obviously, to win it, but I know that as long as you put in the work and you put on a day's work, you're in the weight room, you're getting shots up, you're doing the right things, you're listening to coaching game plan, and you're playing basketball for all the right reasons. I think all those accolades will follow you as long as you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, looking at the guys who were actually nominated for the Player of the Week, one of the guys in conversation was actually Justin Chua. I know you touched on him a while ago. But first of all, your reaction to his post-game interview, because he got excited. He got excited and
the
heated
fans
there.
loved it, too.
And the fans loved it. Denise Tan didn't, but then, I don't know, maybe you can say sorry in behalf of her, but I don't know, Matt.
No, I loved it, to be honest. Because, Justin's not usually that kind of guy you wouldn't expect. Everyone knows him as, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Sometimes I get mad at him for being too nice. But he came with an edge that day, and he was just excited, and he said what he said, but it was honest, it was raw, pure emotion, and I told him he had a little bit of regrets after, and I kind of made fun of him. I said, no man, don't regret what you said. Like you said what you said, how you felt at the moment. You just shouldn't sit. You just should have taken into consideration all the little kids in their pajamas watching Christmas. But I mean, I was still happy for him. He played a great game, so I'm sure people will forget about that.
Yeah, I mean, again, great game from Justin, but just a bit more on him. You said a while ago that he's finally hitting the strides that you expect of him, what you've seen him do before in the past. He had a fantastic bubble prior. How much of a boost would it be for you guys if Justin keeps on playing at the level that you know he can reach?
From a basketball standpoint, like offensively, he spaces the floor out, and everybody knows that the game has changed now. You need space. Big men shoot threes. So, Justin's our center. If the other team center has to guard him and they're all the way at the three-point line, that leaves the paint very vulnerable for attack. So, and just spacing for people like Chris and myself and, Ryan, RR, guys like that to attack the paint, to drive and kick. You really need that. And Justin, if he can space the floor out like that, which we know we can, we know that we're going to be a dangerous team.
All right, Matt, thank you very much for joining us. I wish I had more time with you because we had so much more to ask of you. But stay safe during the holiday season, stay healthy, and we can't wait to see you on the court again.
Thanks, Matt, and congrats.
All right, man. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, when we return, we'll continue our series of NBA hot takes per team. Tonight, we'll proceed with Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz. Keep it here. You're watching The Game. You're watching The Game. I'm Diego Dario. In light of the holiday season and the presence of the one and only Utah Jazz fan that I know, Paulo Del Rosario, we decided to dedicate a Utah Jazz segment for him tonight. As you can see, the Utah Jazz are now at 24 wins and 9 losses, good for third in the Western Conference, and these two guys are leading this team, Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. And that being said, we shall give our hottest takes about the Utah Jazz, and we'll let Pau, the Utah Jazz fan, react to them. But joining us for our discussion is my former teammate from the UP Fighting Maroons, Jello Vito. Jello, welcome to The Game.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
All right, first of all, Jello, you don't have to try to hold things back. Just say whatever you want. Pau, this is coming from an analyst perspective of Jello.
Okay.
No personal things. Okay, Jello, give us your first hot take.
By the way, I haven't read the script at all, so Jello, go. Let's be honest here. Let's go.
Okay, I will start with probably the hottest take in this issue. Number one, Rudy Gobert is not Defensive Player of the Year material.
Ooh, okay, Jello, why? Just a quick one. Why is he not a
Okay.
Defensive Player of the Year material?
Okay, let's give it to him. He has 3, alright? But in today's generation of the game, sometimes it's already possessionless. So
Okay.
defensively, you should be able to defend from possessions 1 to 5. Okay.
Okay.
So with Rudy Gobert, he's what 7'1", and his main job is to protect the rim.
Yeah.
That's his only job. So probably he's averaging what around 2 blocks a game.
Yeah.
That's not enough. For me,
Okay.
that's not enough.
Okay.
Okay, so Pao,
Okay.
Pao, how do you react to that?
Well, first of all, you can't say that he's not DPOY material in this generation when he's won the last 3 in this generation. And another one is that his block numbers aren't high, but he actually is one of the prime one-on-one defenders in terms of number of people guarded and via advanced stats. So, please, this is a thesis defense. Really?
Okay, Pao,
My
but,
goodness.
but the LA Clippers, you see what,
Yeah.
what they did to Rudy. They
The
attacked
problem
him from
of-
the outside.
I agree, but
Yes,
the problem
exactly.
I agree, but the
Exactly.
problem was that Rudy Gobert can't defend 5 people at the same time. There were
Okay.
4 guys there with him who could not defend to save their life.
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell could move, Michael Conley
Alright.
could move, and I
Okay.
cannot believe I'm having this conversation a year after the worst night of my life.
All right.
Okay. so-
Okay, Jello, for the next one, what's your next hot take?
My next hot take is Jordan Clarkson should have more playing time.
Okay, I think a lot of
me
Filipino
and
fans
Pao
would
would
agree.
agree with that. Me and Pao would agree with that.
Jordan Clarkson should have more playing time. I think that's interesting. I think he could be used more in situations, especially endgame, which he's not. Playing time, maybe, or maybe if the minutes were just skewed for him to be playing more in the crunch, in the clutch time period, depending on the situation. But yeah, I'm not mad at it. People can have that take. Go ahead. But so far, Jello, our friendship's on the line here.
I think off the bench, Jordan Clarkson should be off the bench, but more minutes pwede.
Yeah,
din.
yeah.
Let's go to your next hot take,
Potentially.
Jello. Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
what's the next one?
Why did they even sign Rudy Gay?
Oh my goodness.
All right. Okay, I have
Okay.
nothing to say with that.
All right.
Jello, okay, why?
Why, Jello?
What is Rudy?
Okay.
What is Rudy Gay doing right now?
If I'm checking his stats right now,
Yeah.
he's averaging 19 minutes per game, 8 points per game, 4 rebounds per game, and 4 assists per game. Okay, you can have him as a veteran leader, a veteran presence to the team,
Okay.
but he can be a liability come playoff time. Why? He's injury prone. He has age, and I really don't think he would play. He would play till the end of the season when the season's on the line.
Jego can see me getting ready to lunge
Okay,
at you.
what do you have to say?
All
with
right,
that?
really quickly here. It's good that he's playing 19 minutes game here in the regular season because we need to play 24 minutes or 25 minutes come playoff time. Why did we sign him? It's because he makes us matchup proof. Now you have a small ball center, which he played a lot with the Spurs.
Okay.
He can guard that position. Also, yes, he is injury prone. That's why he's only playing 19 minutes a game now. And hopefully by playoff time, he is healthy. If you notice, we're also limiting Mike Conley's minutes. He's only playing under 22 minutes per game.
So
So,
keep-
really, yeah.
keeping them
really.
fresh.
But,
All right.
you have the likes of Bogdanovich.
But he's
Jordan
not a
Clarkson.
5. He's
All
not
right,
a
guys.
small ball 5.
Let's stay in control
You
right
have
here.
those guys to cover up for him. So why even sign him? If you
All right,
have-
let's stay in control. For the fourth one, Pao, you have to be ready for this. Jello, what is it?
The fourth one is what's the fourth one?
Oh, I can see it on the.
What's the
stage.
fourth
Sorry.
one?
Yeah, go read it.
The fourth one is Donovan is not living up to his current role as the main guy.
Oh,
Okay,
my
I'm not gonna say anything because
Alright.
Pao might do something to
Alright.
me. Kay
Yeah.
Jello, okay lang. He's there at home. What
Okay.
can you say?
Yeah,
Let me explain. Let me
direct,
explain.
pwede ba, pa-wide shot tayo dito sa
Oh, Jello,
studio?
bakit? Just a quick one. Quick
Pa-wide
explain.
shot
Let me
ako dito
explain.
sa studio. But as you explain, go ahead, Jello.
Just a
Let
quick
me
one.
explain. Remove the other guys. Remove your Jordan Clarkson, remove your Gobert, remove your Bogdanovich, remove your Conley, and play him with his other bench guys.
Yeah.
What do you have?
You
What
have
do you have?
Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan Mitchell.
Do you think he can go all the way with his bench guys like Royce O'Neal, Eric Pascal?
Well, let's be
Royce,
fair.
those
If you're
guys.
LeBron James, you're winning the title with your starting five, not with your backup guys on the floor.
But that's the thing. You can't go all the way with those guys alone. So come on.
Yeah, look, Donovan Mitchell.
If you're gonna compare him, let's say, to a Dwayne Wade, he's not a Dwayne Wade right now. He
Well-
can be potentially. But
you know-
to carry a team, not really.
Well,
right
you know,
now.
I think that's very debatable considering what he's done during the playoffs recently. We all know that he was the lifeblood of the team. He would only be the one performing. I can't believe we're having this conversation.
Okay.
Direct, pa-wide shot lang muna para lang makita to. But yeah, I mean like, there. I mean like, really.
Okay.
Really? But yes, Jello,
Jello.
I get your point. I get your point. I completely disagree with it, and we're gonna have a fight when we see each other in person. Jego will be there in between us. I don't know if he'll make a difference, but there you
Jello,
go.
good thing
Jess.
you're on Zoom. Jello, thank you so much for all your hot takes. We really had fun. Thanks, man.
Thanks, man. Thank you so much. Pao, I'm sorry, but thank you for having me.
No worries, Jello. We'll have you again next time. Let's talk about someone else, please.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
Thanks, guys.
let's move on to a bigger fight being experienced by our fellow countrymen. Marami sa mga kababayan nating nasalanta ng bagyong Odette ang walang makain, walang tubig, walang masilungan at nawalan ng mga mahal sa buhay. Ipadama po natin sa kanila ang diwa ng bayanihang Pilipino. Sa mga gustong tumulong, maaari kayong magmalasakit sa mga sumusunod na accounts sa inyong mga screen. Tuloy pa rin po ang Pasko para sa nasalanta ng bagyong Odette.
The MVP group of companies, together with its partners, are in unity in spreading joy and hope this holiday season, and you can be part of this remarkable movement. This time, our community from Sariaya, Quezon, received a holiday surprise. Let's watch this.
Ang Bignay Uno sa Sariaya, Quezon ay isa lamang sa mga beneficiary ng race program ng Meralco. No? Sa pakikipagtulungan ng Meralco at ng local government unit, pati na rin ng community, ay nagawa natin na bigyan ng lehitimong serbisyo yung ating mga customer. Nandiyan ang ating One Meralco Foundation. So, tinutulungan doon tayo sa mga gastusin, no? Para din sa pagpapakabit ng serbisyo ng kuryente.
Ang ating Meralco Electrification Program ay patuloy na pagkatalima doon sa direksyon po ng ating gobyerno na magkaroon ng 100% household electrification ang buong Pilipinas, gayon din po sa prangkisa ng buong Meralco.
Tuloy pa rin ang Pasko ng Pinoy kahit ano pa mang pasakit sa ating dumalakit. Pag-ibig sa ating puso ay mamamalagi na para bang ngiti dito sa ating
Nagpapasalamat po ako sa Meralco dahil sa binigay nila sa aming tulong.
Tuloy pa rin ang Pasko, maligayang bayanihan.
Nagkaroon kami ng isang programa na tinatawag na Light Up Pilipinas kung saan kami mamamahagi ng solar lamps. Alam naman natin, Sariaya ay karamihan ay umaasa sa pangingisda. Napaka-importante nitong ilaw. Maliit man siya, pero napakalaki ng liwanag na ibibigay niya at pag-asa sa mga nakakatanggap po nito.
Let's do our part and spread the Christmas cheer to our fellow kababayans. You may send your donations to the accounts flashed on your screen or contact us on the following details. Tara na sa isang maligayang bayanihan Pilipino.
And that is it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Diego Dario.
I'm Paulo de Rosario, and this has been The Game.